Hey, we back, man. Go Get a Hustle podcast, man. We give you nothing but game, motivation, inspiration. We ain't dropping no gems because we only giving to those that seek, man. And we got a good, a special guest, man. You know what I'm saying? He goes by Mark Vell, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna put the flowers in the background, man. Look, man. Hey, this guy's inspirational, man. I'm one reason why I had you come because, man, you inspired me. Just what you do. You're a great father, a businessman. You know what I'm saying? This man be doing acting, man. This man did music, man. And man, he got a good many of jackets, man. I'm gonna let him tell you about yourself, man.
I appreciate that. First of all, I just appreciate you for having me here, for even considering me in this light. You know what I'm saying? As somebody that would, I don't know, be any kind of interesting on your podcast. I be watching what you got going on. I think that shit is big. You know, when we used to do the Entrepreneur Thursdays, I used to be saying like, come on, let's get. And then now here it is. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely. Like, man, we all got something to contribute, and it's cool that people be seeing shit in different people. You know what I'm saying? And you seen, you know, just off of just the things we do. We've been in a movie together, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because how things that you do come natural. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's an inspiration to see because you're very transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like if a nigga was on Facebook or whatever that was watching you, they would damn near know everything about you because you don't have no, like, you ain't really hiding nothing back. I've seen you know what I'm saying, if you want to say highs and lows, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what it is for me? It's like, I'm finna be 44 in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess for me at this age, you know, it's just more easier to just be real. A lot of times people got these personas and these personalities and all that, and I'm still just happy to be alive. You know what I'm saying? I had so much death around me, family, friends. When I was 20 years old, I lost 2 homies in the same 30 days. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and I remember then thinking I was gonna die, you know what I mean, like in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? And then I made it to 30, you know what I mean? And I start feeling like, okay, I made it to 30. I'm not going to get shot and killed. You know, you be And then now, when I made it to 40, I was like, well, I know I ain't finna get shot and killed now. I'd have made it to 40, you know what I mean? So, but now we looking at like health things, you know what I'm saying? Now, at this age, we have to think, am I just going to not wake up? You know, you see people every day, you look on there and people just don't even wake up out of their sleep. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's just, it's important to me to just try to live every day. You know, I take care of my mom. I've been taking care of my mom for the past 3 years. My mom can't talk or walk. My mom has this like rare disease that you know, a lot of times people take care of their parents. People be having a stroke or Parkinson's or dementia or something like that. My mom got what's called autoimmune encephalitis. You know what I mean? Okay. And I didn't even think it was a real thing. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Until one thing about it, somebody told me one time, is anything that you're involved in, they got a Facebook group for, right? Mm-hmm. So I typed it in on Facebook, and this group came up of a bunch of people that have this around the country. You know, and I was just, and his family members on there just talking about how they're dealing with it and how they're taking care of their loved ones and all that. So my mom worked for the phone company for 20 years, and then my mom was a teacher for 20 years, you know what I mean? And, you know, she retired, got a pension, and this is like 2015, she retired, and I was like, Mom's didn't work, she retired, she finna be in Dubai, she finna go over here, she finna be everywhere. Yeah, I'm like, it's up, yeah, you did it, you know what I mean? Everything that they tell us that we're supposed to do in life, you know, mm-hmm. They, you know, quote unquote, what's the American dream, like they say, right? And so, and then she got sick a few years later, you know what I'm saying? And came, you know, she was living in Arizona, went out there to help my sister with her first child. And then my sister brought her back out here, and she just been with me the whole time. But anyways, what I said that to say is just watching that happen to my mother has me like, life is short. You know, just even with the deaths that I've seen, not to even bring up the cloud over the interview, but it kind of changed my thinking as far as how we got to live, you know what I mean? Life too short to be running around here fronting. Life too short to be running around here lying, you know what I mean? To be running around here wronging people and stuff like that. So I just try to, you know, and I just feel like the more positive that we are, the longer God's gonna give you on your clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't know. People going 20, 30 years old. So I'm trying to see how, I wonder if I'm gonna make it to, my dad's 76. You know what I'm saying? My dad's 76, drive a shuttle for the LAX right now. You know what I mean? And I be thinking, I be thinking, am I gonna make it to 76?
That's winning age right there.
You know what I mean? The homie Nick Boston, his dad just turned 80 years old the other day, and he's still, you know, moving. And, you know what I'm saying?
Oh God, Pops!
I said, this man looks 60 something, 50 something. You know what I mean? So I be like, I wonder am I gonna get to live that long? You know what I mean? To be all the way to 70, 80 years old, and so anyway, But anyway, so that's why I just try to I guess, be the best me I could be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's just like, and then, you know, I got a 7-year-old. I got grown kids too. I got a 24-year-old and a 23-year-old, but I got a 7-year-old, and I be thinking a lot about, am I gonna be gone before he get to be an adult? You know what I mean? Or before, you know, I be thinking about that a lot too. That's really one of my main thoughts. Is like, I don't want to die when you're like 13.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to die when he like, you know, 14. I want to, you know, if you ever seen the movie Blow?
Yeah.
You remember that part where he was sitting in the garage with his dad, he was having that drink, you know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that little scene right there was so deep to me. I want to get to that part. You know, I already got to that part with my oldest son. You know what I mean? We just sat back and when he turned 21, took him to Benihana's. We had our little drink, you know, our first little father son, you know, drink.
You grown now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but my youngest son, I'm like, I don't know. It's just some people that, like, I feel like if I'm not here, you know, they need me to be around. So
definitely, and it's crazy that you say that, because vicariously, like, you know what I'm saying, like I have a father, but you know what I mean, I didn't really to keep it all G, he was only fucking with us when he was fucking with mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? When mama and him was good, like, nigga, we don't see this nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, I do live vicariously through niggas that I know, and I know you, and I've seen you transition from, like, you know what I mean, with your older son, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seen, like, when you were saying, like, things wasn't always good, and then it got better, and you know what I'm saying, and that, just like with my stepdaughter, like, shit ain't good right now, you feel me? But I always look at, like, niggas that I know, and I'm like, nigga, shit gonna get better. Don't take this time right now just to think like, well, it's over, nigga. Just, you feel me? Like, always keep it going. And
you know what? For the people out watching this, right? I'm gonna tell you something. My mom used to tell me that there's no handbook on parenting, but if there was, there would be a separate chapter called the teenage years. You know what I'm saying? And with me and my older son, we just my son was you have to really be careful. And this is not to down anybody or anything like that, but we have to really be careful who we have kids with. You know what I mean? And we have to have a lot of those important conversations people don't have. You know what I mean? When we can sit talk about, you go on a date, girl, what you drink? Girl, what kind of food you like? You don't never be saying, how do you feel about parenting? Do you feel teenagers should clean up? My other baby mama, I had her daughters was like 12, 13. And it was coming into the age of where I felt they were supposed to start washing dishes and having chores. That's how old was you when you started washing dishes?
Oh God, like nigga,
10. You know what I'm saying? You start washing dishes around 10, 11. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I felt like, it's about their time to start washing dishes. And I said, y'all got to start washing dishes. And my baby mom told me I was sexist. You know what I'm saying? And I said, oh, no, I'm not telling them to wash dishes because they girls. Although I feel like women should probably know how to wash dishes a little bit better than men. Have some cleaning up about yourself or whatever, right? But little things like that, you know what I mean? I'm like, that was deep to me as far as somebody to have that outlook on something. You know what I'm saying? And those are the tough conversations we not having. And so, but another thing, like when my older son I was just a different person at the same time too. Me and my first baby mom, we had our kids just young. We was 19, 18, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think I was telling my son when he was like 16, like, imagine if you had a child in 3 years. You think you ready? And he was like a younger 16, like when we was coming up to be 16. We was on a bus everywhere. We was going place by itself, walkway over here. We was kind of like a grown 16. Sometimes some of these kids nowadays, they're not really of our generation, so they're kind of like a younger 16. But I feel we had kids too young, because at 19 years old, you are not even close to who you're going to be in life. You know what I'm saying? Even when you get to about 24, 25, you still, you could be a completely different person at 30 than you was from when you was 25.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You be 25, you be into some stuff, and you get about 30, you be like, man, that ain't about nothing in your. So that's why I think when we was coming up, our parents was like a little older. That, you know, every generation, you watched, I don't know, the Wonder Years or the Cosby Show or anything.
Facts.
Their parents was grown already. You know what I mean? They didn't have no child. It was like 30 something. Next thing we know, we start having kids. We start feeling like, I think we felt like if we didn't have a child, that we wasn't like grown or a man or something like that, or having a child made you feel grown.
Something to live for too.
Yeah.
Because I had my first son at 19, and how the nigga was living, it just made me like somebody care for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? With the family and shit, nigga, I wouldn't feel no love. So I'm like, this nigga gotta love me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's deep that you say that, like, real shit.
So somebody, I think that was just that, you know what I mean? Nigga growing up was like, okay, well, somebody gonna love me, and it's gonna make me go hard for somebody. You know what I mean? I know I can go hard for this person because I couldn't go hard for baby. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying? Let's be where that nigga time was hard. So, you know what I mean? This person I'm bringing in this life is like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that bond be something else. That's how I am with my son right now. That bond is something else. But, you know, I don't know. Kids is a beautiful thing. I'm done having kids. You know, I'm done having kids.
I'm not trying to start that process all over again. You know what I mean?
How many kids you
got? 2 biologically, 1 by love.
Yeah, I understand. I did the by love thing a bunch of times.
Man, I'm done with that one too.
Yeah, I did the by love.
That love should be in love. But yeah, you know, man, it's crazy to see. How do you feel with the transition of seeing your kids from being babies now that you have, you know, saying kids that's grown and adults, to seeing them being adults, and now probably I don't know if they have kids, but you know, going through some of the things that you've been through.
Yeah, you know what? My son is actually about to have a son in October. I'm about to be a grandfather.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just, you know, I guess we be wanting everything to be perfect, you know what I mean? But we got to understand that, you know, life is in session for them too. This girl told me one time, Megan, she said, because I used to just be, you know, my son used to be into so much stuff. You know what I mean? He was getting arrested. My son got a whole spider web tattooed on his forehead. You know what I'm saying? Like, he done been to level 4 prison yard. You know what I mean? But I was talking to Megan one day, and you know, we was both like in the streets, you know, back in the days. Yeah. And she was telling me, she said, you know what? The same God that brought us through is gonna bring them through. You know, and I had to just really look at that. And so I really feel it's important that we pray for our kids. We stay trying to talk to them. You know what I mean? Even if you having a thing going on with your kids and y'all not speaking, or you know, you still have to still reach out to them. You know what I mean? Like, even, me and my dad didn't really have no real relationship until 13. You know what I mean? He was living in Long Beach. We was living down here. Didn't exactly know where he was at. You know what I mean? And, so we had our times where, you know, we was going through our thing, but one thing my dad always did, he just always would stay reaching out, stay texting me, and stay calling. Well, I'm just calling to tell you I love you, even if I wasn't feeling it, or if I was kind of like, you know what I mean? But at the time, I was like, I don't know what that's about. But as I look back on it, I say, just like you said, you know that somebody love you. You know what I'm saying? I think that even if you're going through something with your kids, just stay reaching out to them, stay trying to talk to them, because hopefully they'll look back and say, I stay consistent though. He was hitting me. You know, he did love me. He didn't, you know, and I was the one not talking to him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's cold.
So, you know what I mean? And when you get to the teenage years, we start to feel like, even like I said, my son's 24, my daughter's 23. And we get to these years, we feel like, okay, they not calling as much, or we not having as much communication, or they only calling when they want something. Mm-hmm. They only calling when they need something. They only call me when they want some money, right? This was me and the homies having this conversation the other day. He was saying the same thing. Now they only call me when they want something. I said, look at it like this. Have you sent them any money recently? I ain't. Okay, so just send it to them. Just give it to, even if you know that they only calling for that, just still give it to them, because you know you haven't. Mm-hmm. Not because you feel like, well, they only calling, because our kids shouldn't have to, you know, bow down or beg us or call us a certain number of times for us to do something for them. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy that you said it, because I just was hearing, not to cut you off, but I was hearing somebody say, I can't remember if it was like a podcast or some shit like that, but he said, if you know that somebody needs something and you wait for them to ask, who, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. Like, you know, I know you need my help, but I'm waiting till you ask instead of just, you know what I mean? Nigga, I'm over drowning and you see me, but you gonna wait till I say help, nigga?
No, that's deep.
That's
real
like,
shit. That's real shit. And then, so then when we put our kids in that equation, right? You know what I'm saying? And like they say about being the bigger person in the situation, being the adult in the situation, being the parent in the situation. We have to lead. We have to show, as we're showing them how to be kids and everything, we're showing them also how to be parents. You know what I'm saying? Because when they got their kids, they're gonna think back on how was my mom with me, how was my dad with me. Well, that's how my dad was. I picked up a lot from my dad. Like I said, we didn't even have no relationship till 13, but I picked up so much from just, you know, daily interactions with my dad. I talk to my dad every day. You know what I mean? And so we're showing these kids how to be parents at the same time, but we have to look at it like that too.
That's crazy that you said that. I ain't never even looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Well, not only we teaching them everything else, you feel me?
Yeah.
We got to be the example of the parent too, because definitely I know that how we were treated does play effect on how we treat other people. Like, so yeah, that's facts.
We be thinking that they not picking up on some of this stuff, and they are. They are, just because of repetition, just because it's around them. You know what I mean? They are picking up. They may be ignoring it right now, or we be thinking, you know, sometimes we be having. It's weird the information that sometimes we feel like our kids take from us. You know what I mean? I could sit up and say, "Man, you heard that new RJ? Yeah. I feel that, Dad. I feel that, Dad." Then I could say something like, "But you know it's healthy if you eat this." And no.
Yeah.
Well, how was you feeling me on the RJ, but you ain't feeling me on this food thing, though? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People do that too. So we just gotta. I feel like we just keep giving them information, and then the rest is on them. You know what I'm saying?
What would say that something that like helped you to become this person that helped not only your kids but even other people, because like I said, like, you don't know, but you even helping and teaching a lot of other people that you're just watching you. But like, what do you say that that's probably something that made you like, you know what I mean, I gotta look at something differently, like, you know, instead of doing it the old way?
A few things. Going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I went to jail 18 times and just sitting in there just thinking, you know what I mean, just being not wanting to be there. I remember I was locked up in Vista one time. I was talking to my mom on the phone. I remember I just broke down, you know, and I was just telling her I don't want to be here, you know what I mean? And, you know, a lot of people, sometimes it take a bunch of times, you know, when they say sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know what I mean? And I remember being in jail the last time, and I was like, this is my last time coming to jail. I need to get my life together. I need to, you know what I mean? And I just made a switch. You know, I used to be involved in the streets really tough, and I was like, I gotta get something going. I gotta get a job. I gotta, like, you know. And then I was about to have my son. My second baby mom was pregnant with my son, and I was like, you know, I was trying to find. Sometimes it's like we have to find. I know right now we're in a very expensive part of living in San Diego. You know, when I was like in the 9th grade and I was going to Morris, my mom, we lived right there across the street from Gumpers, and my mom we had a 3-bedroom, 2-story house, backyard. It was paying like $8 something. You know what I'm saying?
Man, them the good old days.
Yeah, it was paying like $8 something.
And that was high, nigga, at that time. Like. And
then now that same house is probably like 3 beds. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember like I was getting hit for child support. I was getting a state tax franchise board. I started working construction. I had 2 garnishments on my check. And, you know, for one, I was embarrassed at work. You know what I'm saying? And they called me into the office, and the little lady, she looking at me like, you know what I'm saying? This thing is deadbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Not 1 but 2 on the nigga.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He got all kind of stuff going on, and I was like, I gotta clean this up. You know what I'm saying? I got to clean this up. I just didn't, you know, but I needed to find a job that made a sufficient, what I said out of the says, I needed to find a way to make a sufficient amount of money to be able to afford to be the person I wanted to be. Yeah, you know, that's how I started working construction. That's really how I started selling clothes. Everything. That's how I started selling clothes, because I was like, what can I do to make I was trying to calculate how much more money did I need a week. You know what I mean? I was like, if I could find something to make me like another $300-400 a week, I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how I started selling clothes. But you know what? I used to work at Target back in the day, right? I worked at Target in like 2000, 99. Yeah, I worked at Target at like 99, 2000. I lived in Mira Mesa. My mom worked at the Target right there on Mira Mesa Boulevard. And me and my cousin worked there. And we used to I could talk about this now 7 years. Right? I could talk about this back in the day.
Limitations, nigga.
I could talk about this now. We used to be in there jacking CDs, right? We used to work with the overnight crew, right? You know what I'm saying? So the store closed when we working there. So you know what I mean? We
that nigga got the inside job.
You know, like a little lunch bag, you put your little lunch in. Yeah, I used to just fill it with CDs, and then it was remember the store called the Warehouse? The warehouse Sam Goody, one of them little music stores.
It was both of them. Yeah, Warehouse and Sam Goody.
It was one in the same parking lot. So I used to calculate like, okay, if I get 15 CDs, then when I get off, I can go over here and sell them to the warehouse. You know what I'm saying? And then that'll and I used to just calculate how much.
Music Trader used to do that too. Music Trader, I used to hella do that shit. DVDs, all the shit.
And then after a while, you start realizing they're not really paying for these rap CDs like this. You gotta start jacking some country western shit. You gotta start getting some Taylor Swift. You gotta start getting some, you know what I mean, the double CDs, Christmas, Mariah Carey Christmas and shit. But can you curse on here?
Yeah, no, you can.
Okay, my bad. But I had that same frame of mind. Like I got to come up with something to get me a couple extra bucks. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did. I was selling clothes, and then selling clothes was cool. I was working construction, me and a homie, and then I started realizing a lot of the other cats we work with, they had a truck. You know what I mean? And then they would. This one job was working at La Jolla. They was letting us take stuff home. You know what I mean? If you like, we would take down chandelier or the old washer and dryer. Y'all, if y'all want it, y'all can take it. Yeah. But I had a Kia Forte. I was like, I can't take nothing home. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I got to give me a truck. So I got me a truck, and then 2 weeks later I got laid off. You know what I mean? But I was making payments on the truck too. It was only a $4,000 truck, but I had financed it, and I was like, damn, I got this little payment. How I'm gonna pay this shit? I remember my dad was like, you should start moving people in the truck. And I was like, yeah, man, I want to move in this truck. You know what I'm saying? I want to. And I put it on Facebook. I started moving people for like $25 at first. I was like, if y'all need a ride or you need to move something, in $25, whatever could fit in the back of this truck. So I was doing that, and I was living on Dictionary Hill. And I remember I was coming home. By the time I got gas to make it up that hill, I probably had like $5-6 left. You know what I mean? And I was like, I used to keep the 2 bins of the clothes in the back of the truck, and because a half cab with I had 2 buckets of clothes back there, and then I moved people, and I was out of work, but I was just riding around trying to sell a couple clothes, maybe move a couch. You
you feel me?
Yeah, maybe move a couch.
Nigga, small progress is big success, man.
I just kind of built it up from there, and it kind of just kept going. But yeah.
That's crazy how, and it's crazy how like the stories that I hear from people, and it just be just some shit nigga just started, just, you know what I'm saying?
Fluke, yeah.
Oh God, like it wasn't something they just thought about, like, nigga, I'm about to start a whole company, nigga, but it just start from somewhere, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just advanced to something like right now, like stay down moving, stay down clothing, like you got to stay down everything, but it's so crazy, like just the name. Like what made you come up with, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like, hold on, I'm gonna talk to that. I feel like most people are close to something they could do. It's just about turning and pivoting a little bit. It's probably, everybody probably got like 5 things they do, but we're focused on, and if you just turn a little bit this way, and you probably, you know what I mean? Sometimes we be having our own little self-proclaimed dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a makeup artist because you do your little makeup good. I'm gonna be a makeup artist. This is what I'm gonna do. That's my dream. But maybe if you just turn a little bit, maybe you might be a little better at styling or something. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta try stuff. But the stay down name, back to your original question. My uncle was an old pimp, right, in the game. And have you ever watched the Mac, like when the Mac first come on? You know how I be saying rest in peace to the Ward brothers, right? He pimped with them. You know what I'm saying?
He cross country with
he used to go up to the baby like, man, we used to jump out and be talking about this car and that car. Anyways, when I would go to his house, this is my great uncle. This is my little cousin Von Dream. This is his grandfather. You know what I'm saying? His grandfather and my grandmother were brother and sister, right? From my grandma passed. And so, but I used to go to his house just, he's the patriarch of our family. I used to go just sit in the garage and just listen to his stories. Me and my partner, Fantastic, rest in peace. We used to go sit over there and just listen to his stories and we would just be juiced for the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he said, get you right.
Yeah, he gave us the game. Okay, we could go do anything. But when we would leave, he would always say, all right, now y'all stay down. You know what I mean? And so at first, when I used to do music, that was like our rap label was Stay Down Music. We started with the music, you know what I mean? And so we was doing the music, and then YG was performing at Below. and we had got some shirts made, and we, just what you gonna wear for the night, your little stage shirt or whatever. So I had got some shirts made up, laid them out on the bed, took some pictures of them, put them on Facebook, like, yeah, we finna be fresh tonight, come check us out. And people start asking me about the shirt, and I'm like, nah, this is what we finna wear, but come to this YG. So once again, that's the turn pivot I'm talking about. I was thinking of rapping, but I turned a little bit, and next thing you know, people was talking about these clothes. You know what I'm saying? And so then we started making the clothes. I'm like, okay. And at first, the clothes just said Stay Down Music. A lot of times when you talk about merch, now they call it merch. It wasn't even called merch back then. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times when you got merch, if it says such and such music, or I don't know, unless you like Death Row. I guess if you was Death Row, then people would wear your merch. You know what I mean? But most times now, if you see an artist, it's not gonna say such and such music or such and such. People was buying it and it was saying Stay Down Music. But I was telling these guys, I was like, you know what? I think it would sell more if it say Stay Down Clothes. Let's take the music out of it and make it like a real clothes thing. Mm-hmm. So we put the Stay Down Clothes on there, and people really started buying the clothes. It kind of took off. So ran with that for a minute, and then like I say, it was cool, but I still needed a little bit more money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, I had another child come. I still needed a little bit more money. So then that's how we started the moving thing. But yeah,
that's crazy. So with the moving, like, how did that come about? Because obviously you were doing it by yourself. Yeah. Then now you got a whole like company. You got employees and everything. How did you get these people to come and believe in your dream?
I used to just move people after work. I was working construction. I used to just, if I, something, as long as I used to have this little copy and paste paragraph that would say, what would it say? It would say, if you have anything that's heavier than one person could carry, you need to provide help or be the help. You know what I mean? That was my spiel coming in the movie. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people with, like, my demographic of people that call me to move, most guys ain't gonna call. You know what I mean? This is predominantly single women that can't lift it, don't got help, don't got no man, whatever the case. But a lot of these women be having sons. My son help. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'd be a boyfriend there, a help, or whatever the case. But I started just like doing that. And then what's crazy is I used to, sometimes people would be throwing away stuff that would be really good stuff still. And I would be like, why is people it's like somebody called me and say, throw all these chairs away. And I'd be like, so I would just start putting it on Facebook, right? And I was putting it on Facebook, and Trey Boogie, shout out to Trey Boogie, you know what I'm saying? So he called me for, I forget what it was. I don't know if it was a chair, a mirror, something. He called me, he's like, bring that through. So I brought it through or whatever, right? And he was like, man, my little cousin is I see you doing the moving thing. This is, like I said, at the time, I'm just all pickup truck. You know what I mean? He's like, I see you doing the moving thing. Man, my little cousin's selling a box truck. You should check it out because it'll probably prepare your business, right? And he was talking about Smurf, right? Smurf had this box truck. And it was weird because at the time, this is at the same time that Smurf and my little cousin Von Dream is having a little back and forth.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is during that time, right?
The motherfucking battle and shit.
Yeah, but I didn't know Smurf, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I ain't tripping. So I'm like, okay, let me call him. I call him. He's like, yeah, pull up. I meet up with Smurf. Smurf, he didn't know me neither, right? So he was probably like, he didn't know, and not even like we was going to get into it or nothing like that, but maybe he felt like I was going, because I guess with the battle rap, what they try to do is I find some dirt on you, you find some dirt on me, and then I do live in a trailer park. I am, the first 8 mile, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he thought maybe I was trying to come find some dirt on him or whatever, but when he pulled up, he had like 5-6 people with him, you know what I'm saying? And I was like fresh off of work, you know what I mean? I was tired, but anyway, he had this truck, and shout out to Smurf too, because he has a real incredible story. He had this truck, and to be honest with you, not to even put him out there like that, but look, he had it all framed out in the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like it had a bunch of 2x4s in there. There was a water tank in there, and to be honest, I guess he was living in there at one point, right? And then he left and went, and you ever watch that show, The Deadliest Catch, like where they be the deep sea fishing boats and all that? He went and started fucking with one of them boats, right?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
And got his money up though. You know what I'm saying? Got it all the way up. But fresh Camaro. This nigga went and bought a pad. Went and rented a pad. You know what I'm saying? Went and bought a pad. And so when he's telling me all this, I'm like, this nigga lying like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga's lying. But once again, I went back. Shout out to Navy Federal. I went to Navy Federal to finance me buying a truck from him. And when we went in there, they got them little side rooms where they put in a little side room talking to people. This lady put us in the side room, and she knew Smurf. and she was just talking to him like, yeah, and this, da-da-da-da. I'm like, I ain't never seen somebody just
at the bank,
at the bank though. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga got bank motherfucking representatives that know him.
Like, I'm sitting back just like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They talking about all kind of shit. She talking about a dude. I met this dude, and I'm like, where's the hidden cameras at? Because it's supposed to be a joke or something. What the fuck?
But nigga punk.
Yeah, he knew baby, right? And anyway, long story short, I got the truck from him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smurf, because that was a pivotal moment in this story. You know what I mean? It was him selling me that truck. You know what I mean? He could have jumped up, took that truck, and did whatever, but I kind of did already have a lane for it. You know what I mean? And I had been fucking with Tyrone. Shout out to Tyrone from THM. I had been fucking with Tyrone. Tyrone, there's another person that really kind of helped it get to this point. Tyrone he had a 14-foot truck, 16-foot truck or something like that, but he let me use his truck a couple of times.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Didn't know me didn't know me from a can of paint. Matter of fact, I was in jail with him one time, but I don't know if he remember that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he let me use his truck. He was giving me the game on how to do it. Like, this is what you, because I was just charging flat rate. I used to feel like he was charging too much. I used to be like, man, you moving a 2-bedroom, it should only be about $200. You know what I'm saying? But your 2-bedroom may be different than my 2-bedroom. You may be upstairs, downstairs. You may got a gang. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, them is two people that kind of really helped me out. Tyrone kind of gave me the game for this on the box truck level. You know what I mean? And then Smurf selling me that truck. And then I just kind of went from there. When I first started, I just had like my little cousin, he's 16 years old. You know what I mean? I was trying to give him the game. Matter of fact, I showed him to get a pickup truck. Everybody that ever worked for me, I tell them the same thing: buy a pickup truck. You know what I mean? Because you can start, with a pickup truck, you can start just how I started, just moving a little bit. Always keep some money in your pocket, keep your phone on. You smoke weed, but get your little weed, take your girl out, whatever. And so I got, at first, like I said, I just had my little cousin. But the irony of it is, the same month I bought the truck, February 2020. Mm-hmm. The same month I bought the truck was the same month my mom got sick and came live with me. And then right after that was the same month the pandemic started. So when I first did it, I was like, damn. I wasn't, as far as moms, I was like, I got this, because I had been wanting to, you know what I mean? I grew up with my grandmother living with us. So I grew up from, a lot of, in other cultures, that's normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you Hispanic or you Asian, most times the grandmother lives there. That's normal. So when you come up, you like, this is normal. Black people, we feel like we gotta move out and you know what I mean? Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, definitely.
You live with your mom? Oh, you ain't
you ain't shit. But
moms might really need you. You might really need moms. Y'all might need to collaborate on something. But people move out in it. So
or you don't even like with my not to control, but my instance, like my mom had passed. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But I didn't stay with my mom.
Okay.
So it was different when she passed, because especially when you see somebody every day, or like especially when you live with them, it's like it's a different feeling when they're gone, because you know what I'm saying, they're gone. But when you don't see your parent, like I didn't see my mom, like I probably visit her every like couple weeks or something like that. You feel me? So and then we talk every now and then on the phone. But with them passing, it's like they're not really gone, because you didn't really talk to them like that. You know what I mean? It's not really something absent. It's like you seeing your kid every day, and now you don't see them every day. That's gonna be something pivotal in your life. Like, nigga, I feel some type of way. You feel me? Compared to somebody you don't see every day, you every once in a while talk to. You know what I'm saying? So that feeling be different. You know what I'm saying?
I had a sister that was a year older than me, and she died. She died like 4 years ago, right? And the same thing like what you saying. She lived in L.A. I got 3 sisters, you know what I mean? But this was my sister, like, you know what I mean? Like, we was really close. And at the time when she died, we hadn't kind of been speaking, you know what I mean? We just had a difference in opinion on a few things, and we hadn't really been speaking. And so she was fucking with this nigga, and went to chase him across the street. It was, I think he had hit her or something, right? She went to chase him across the street and got hit by a car. And died, you know what I mean? And that shit fucked me up, you know what I'm saying? Because we hadn't been speaking, you know what I mean? But to what you saying, you remember on the Aaliyah video, it's been too long. And you remember in the beginning when DMX was talking, he was like, he said, I'm having a hard time accepting that you're gone, so I won't. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That shit is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you said it perfect.
Yeah, it's like it was just was such a trip that I was like, I think I still haven't really accepted that. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I feel, I know that's not in any comparison of losing a parent. You know what I mean? But right now, like,
no, and to be honest with you, like, losing somebody is losing somebody. Because I didn't lost fam or the niggas that I fuck with, you know what I mean? Like fam, like, you know what I mean? These niggas ain't like, we're not related, but niggas family,
right,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Compared to losing a family member and like uncle or something like that, the significance might be greater, you know what I mean? Because you fuck with this person every day. You know what I mean? The relationship was different compared to just somebody you care for. I think you got loved ones and you got, like, you know what I mean, the ones you care for, like, you know what I mean, because love is different. Like, for some people, like, I love you because you know what I mean, we're supposed to be family, but them niggas you care for, nigga, you go to war for, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that.
You know, so I think the love is different. Like, with my mom, don't get me wrong, like, I love my mama, like, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, it just, you know, it could be a sister, it could be anybody. It's just kind of the same, you know what I'm saying?
I like right now, like I said, my mom can't talk or walk. You know what I mean? And even though my mother is alive physically, I feel like I already lost my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because it be times of the day that, you know. So my mom was living in Arizona. You know what I mean? My mom, she lived here. And then, you know, we moved her to Arizona. I didn't even have a moving company yet. I helped load the truck, and she went to Arizona, right? And so we used to talk, you know, like you say, every couple of days, whatever. And I used to call her when something good would happen, or just to vent or to whatever. And then since she'd been sick, it'd been times that I'd be like, oh, that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah.
And I think one crazy thing about death is that, you know, certain things, you know how somebody say when that person died, a part of me died, you know what I'm saying? And I really feel like my partner Macon died, right? He's in my profile picture on Facebook, right? There were certain things that I could only ever talk to him about, that he just was there. Nobody else would understand. I could sit here and explain it to you for 2 hours, you know what I mean? But if you wasn't there, or you wasn't, you know, the same thing with you. You might have lived a certain way to where you could break it down. I'd be like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so I think as we get older, when we be losing people, you know, we do lose a part of us. You know what I mean? Because that it's like, it's just a side of you that may not get to never come out. You know what I mean? The older you get, because it's like, you ain't even gonna feel me. You know what I'm saying? I could. You're not gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Death is you know, it's a crazy thing. You know, but that's why, you know, I used to say that that song "No New Friends" by Drake. I was like, that's kind of one of the worst things that happened to us, because we used to really feel like we couldn't bring new people into our life. You know what I'm saying? And it be meaningful. But you know. Like I said, I'm about to be 44. I got a bunch of new people, you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of new people in my life that I'm like, you know, 10 years ago, these people weren't even around. You know, look at these new relationships we got now, you know what I mean? So,
no, that's facts. Like, and it's crazy that we don't, it's just hearing it because you're so transparent. It's crazy, like, everything you do now or doing now was leading you up to this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even just like you're saying, like, you moving moms from, like, you know what I'm saying? And just like, you know what I mean, some of the shit you went through, you can even identify it and recognize it with your kids because you've been through it. You know what I'm saying? You've seen it, you know what I'm saying? If not experienced it, seen the experience from somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with the like you said, with just the pivot of the clothing, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's crazy, like I said, just with you being so transparent of even identifying, knowing that, you know what I'm saying? Because most motherfuckers can't even see that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I think back to, you know, it have been times I done slept in the car, you know what I mean? Or like I said, was in jail, whatever the case. And I be thinking about, like, what if I didn't have my shit together right now and my mom was sick and needed me? You know what I mean? What if this was one of those moments where I was sleeping in the car or I was in jail, you know, and then I get the phone call, "Hey, your mom's sick. There's nothing that I could do." You know what I mean? I think that's another, because we just never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I think that's another reason that everybody should just strive to be the best them, you know what I mean, and get it together, because you don't never know who going to need you. You may need you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and same thing with you. I watched you go through a bunch of transitions. You know what I mean? I seen you up there building that house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so you know, it's. I guess if we just stay positive, you know what I mean? God will reward us. You know what I'm saying? And we keep God involved in everything that we doing. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine it'll work out.
Definitely.
You know, the homie said one time. He said, when I was doing wrong, doors kept closing. He's like, but now that I've been doing right, doors won't stop opening. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
And I think that's true. I think that's real true, because nothing good is gonna come from when you're doing wrong and negativity. And you know, I tell my son every day when I take him to school, what's the definition of integrity? And he'll say, what you doing when nobody can see you, or I forget how he exactly says it, but we have to have integrity. You know what I mean? We have to be doing right. We be thinking we doing something. You'd think you done did something and got away with it. Oh, didn't nobody see me do that? And then that's how you turn around and lose your car keys. Or you ever lost a piece of jewelry? You go to
oh God! I just lost some goddamn glasses, some Cartier frames in Vegas. Nigga.
That might be some past karma from some long time ago that you did because it happened to me a bunch of times. And you be saying, why is this happening to me? What is going on? And I noticed ever since I kind of got off the BS, that's not been happening as much. You know what I mean? Oh God, that's not been happening as much as it used to. Because it used to always be something. And then now I'm like, okay, I'm kind of.
Especially with patience, I know, like, shit, nigga, like, I used to get mad about shit, especially like losing my glasses, nigga. I done spent some money on, you feel me? Yeah. But then it showed me, like, nigga, nothing is that important.
Yeah.
Like, I used to rush a lot too, nigga. Got road rage, nigga. But me losing my life, not getting there, nigga, like, it ain't that important. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? Especially like material things, that's where I'm kind of getting to in my life. And because just like I said, watching this thing with my mom, it's like a lot of time. So we do moving, hauling, disposal at TV Mountain, right? Sometimes people will call us and say, my grandparents passed away. We want to put all this, it's too painful for us to go in the house. Come get all this stuff and put it in the trash. And I be looking at some of the stuff when we loading that stuff up, and I'm like, this is, a lot of times we'll work our whole life for stuff. You know what I mean? Your most important
stuff
thing to you, the most important thing to you will be stuff. Well, this is my record collection. This is all my shoes right here. Your whole thing will be about stuff. And I'd have seen it where when you die, all this stuff gonna go in the trash. They're going to call us to come get it. We're going to load it up in a truck in an hour, and it's going to be at Edco Dump in La Mesa in about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And I went through, sometimes we be getting the stuff, and I done had somebody call us, and we loading up the stuff, and now we done found your private stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, you got this little bag of Coke right here. You know what I'm saying? Your family didn't know you was getting high. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now this is coming out.
Truth exposed.
We done found your little secret porno stash. They didn't know you was
you got freak.
You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of toys and all this shit. They didn't know you was into gay shit or whatever the case. So that's what I think we have to just look at life. That what's really important in life.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get up out of here, man, what would you tell somebody that's trying to pursue the same thing that you're doing right now? If they want to get in a moving company or sell some clothes or, you know what I'm saying, be a comedian, do acting, whatever, you know what I'm saying, what would you tell them?
I think YBNB said the definition of business is solving a problem for some money, right? Mm-hmm. And I think anybody, if you want to get into business, find a problem that you could solve. You know what I mean? I be in the Black San Diego Facebook group all the time. People be in there asking for everything under the sun. Who sell black bananas? Who got black socks? Black on this, black on that. Go in there, find a problem, a common problem people have, and try to figure out a way to solve it. You know what I mean? When they had Black Wall Street, everybody couldn't be the Target or the 7-Eleven. You'd be the Target, I'd be the bank, you be this, be that. Find something ain't nobody else picked up and try to run with that, and then research it, go hard, look at the people that's already in that market kind of doing it, and see what how can you maybe add to that, or what can you do differently they're not doing, and kind of just take off from there. You know what I mean? But don't just put yourself in a box to where you feel like, I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. I've been painting since I was 7. That's what I'm supposed to be as a painter. You might not supposed to be a painter.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? That might not be. You might supposed to be an architect or something. So just keep your options open and see what it is.
Man, oh God, those was wise words, man. I thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Man, hey, y'all see it, man. Hey, better just go ahead and stay down, man, and come up, man, on everything. We're going to see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.